Then we get into our lands here.
Yeah, so the Tokyo Lands foil etched edition. That's the one that I'm looking at and would look at. They normally hit it out of the park with whatever the etched ends up looking like. Except for Strixhaven. Etched. Fuck foils. Stupid. All right. So you got all the basic lands. And we know what those are. And I would say like
it's weird to see like our world. You know what I'm saying? Like you have cars in this and you have like
in the plains one, yeah.
Well, yeah, the plains and the swamp one. Like you have buildings and like so like here's the let me get back to it just so you can see
and
the
that's
plains.
and that's actually what I would say is I like those the least to a point of like dislike.
Yeah.
Like island I'm fine with. I don't like the plains or
I like the swamp one, looks pretty sweet, but my favorite
swamp.
You don't like the swamp? This one's my favorite. The mountain.
Yeah.
Like I love the look of this one. It looks freaking awesome.
That mountain is
yeah.
That is some good stuff. And I like the forest as well. I like that a lot.
I wasn't as keen on that one, but I can see like this feels more magic-y than all the other four. You know, the other four feel like it's out of place. It's not in our magic world. But this does feel more like, you know, magic.
Well, and so like with the plains and the swamps, and this is probably a Discord conversation that we had, but like with the new Capenna basic lands, all of them I felt were super busy. Like just like so much I did not enjoy them. Mm-hmm. And that's what this plains and the swamp feel like. It's a lot less, so I like it more, but it's very similar to that like Secret Lair like Flippled themed where he's lost and it's just fucking chaos. Every card, every one of them looks the same to me, and you know, they're different colors, different cards, and it's just fucking chaos. I don't like that. So on a cards and so like this is in that realm, so I don't like the plains and the swamp for that reason.
So Ted brought up an interesting point. He said to go deep on, if any land to go deep on, it's these, because he said people want to connect with a real place. I can see that. I can agree, because we don't really have anything that's like that. I guess it'll be interesting to see how these do. I wish, to be honest with you, that they would have got rid of the border and made these completely, because it still does have a border. It's very close to full art, but we do have a border on these.
Oh, the black part.
Yeah. So I can see what you're saying there, Ted. And there's a bunch of people that are agreeing with that. We'll see how these do. I think you can actually, the interesting part about this, I don't know if you can see that in the picture there, is it has the grainy foil etched look to it already. And that isn't even like an actual picture of the card. So that's kind of interesting that they, in the art itself, you can see the grain that it looks like. If you look at right here around the border, you can see it's grainy. It's already depicting what this card is going to look like. So anyways, the break point of these foils are 2 again, because like I've said before, with full art lands of Secret Lairs, they eventually get to 20. I mean, that's what happens. They get to 20 after a year or so, and you can sell each one for $20, and that's a break point of 2. The non-foils are typically around that $5 to $10 range, so your break point's between 4 and 5. If you like these, definitely, I'm becoming more, like I've said, we've had our episodes lately talking about pimping out my lands. Yeah. This might be something I go after if I want to pimp out something in a certain style. But I don't know.
I guess for me on the basic lands, like before I was like, I don't care about them, but now I'm like, you know what? I can be picky about them because they're doing it so much. And this is not something that I am interested in. Other than that mountain is so
sweet.
And so if that starts out on like Card Kingdom around $5 or whatever, I'm willing to buy into that.
Yeah.
Along with, I need to actually sit down and buy like the Phyrexian Swamp from Jumpstart as well. Yeah. If I can do that, I'm fine with that.
Marcus is asking, is there an MTG stocks page or a tool that compares Secret Lairs with other printings? Spreadsheet comparing Secret Lair foil versus non-foil.
I don't think there is. I think the big thing though is like at the beginning, they're very close together, and then the longer they are, the more they start to spread apart.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big thing, because at the time when everybody's buying it, they're getting what they want. And then there's very low inventory of either one, but foils tend to be more like
Well,
desirable.
yeah, and I think by the trends of what people buy on even the Secret Lair stuff, there is more non-foils that are bought over foils because they're a little bit more expensive. People go the non-foil route. So there's less inventory of that. I do have to mention that you kind of triggered something in my head. I was looking at my eBay rating for some reason today. I just clicked on I was like, oh, 1,100 sales, whatever. Oh, good for you. Oh God, you got me. Good.
Got there.
Good job. But I clicked on it because I like to check to make sure that there isn't any negative feedback, because I want to make sure I have a good whatever. And I had a neutral that I missed, I guess, like a month ago. And so I clicked on it, and it was from a consecrated Sphinx from a Secret Lair. And it said the card was in great condition. It was, there was no scratches or whatever. Of course, like it was a Secret Lair. I put them in fucking hard cases and whatever. Not necessarily always hard cases, but they're in sleeves. And he said, but the card was so, how did he say it? He said curved, but he made it sound like that it was damaged. He's like, this is definitely not near mint. And I was like, that has nothing to do with me. And so I actually wrote it tonight. And I was like, that has nothing to do with how I have stuff. That is a Wizards. I'm glad he did a neutral, because I probably would have fought it. But I was like, that is a Wizards thing. Like that is how their printing process is. And that I didn't say you shouldn't have given me a negative rating, but seriously, like I was like, that's just how they are doing foils lately. The fact that these are going to be etched is going to be, I am really leaning towards etched for stuff. Like that's what I put up for Commander Legends. The last couple days I've been putting on Card Sphere. I was like, I just want foil etched all the commanders that have the background and the backgrounds, because I like how they look, and then they're flat. Like it's fucking fantastic. So anyways, that was a side note, and I've been drinking, so let's move on.
Let's move on. No,
but it was interesting because I didn't know how to respond to that, because it was just like, well, dude, that's how the cards are. Like it's not. I didn't.
Well, even so, like TCG Player has even put in their terms of agreement, or like agreement stuff, going like a curve does not make it any less not near mint.
Yeah.
At that point, like,
and that's probably a good point. I might need to add that to my listings on eBay and say, these are near mint, but because of how the printing is, they may show up, have a curve to it. I don't know.